What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Team of the Knockout stage, Sterling. 92 rated. This guy has got so many special cards as well. We're starting to really see a pattern now with all the special cards that are happening. There's just so many. He starts off at an 85. He then gets an upgrade in the winter upgrades to an 87. He then has two 88s, his first in form in the UCL. He has a second in form 89, a Player of the Month 90, a third in form 90, a UCL Live that now has reached its potential at a 91, which for me was a bit gutting because obviously I got this untradeable from the very start, but he has now got himself a 92 rated, more than likely just before he gets himself a team of the season. I think he's probably in the run-ins to definitely get one, depending on how they do their wingers and who else is really, because you've obviously got Salah, who is up for the running. But apart from that, I'd say the right mids, them two are my two favourites at this moment in time. But 92 rated nonetheless is incredible. He's looking at around about 405 on both consoles. So that price is not terrible, to be honest. You can get his UCL Live now for 305, which is one rating lower. And then looking at his 90 rated left wing card, it's 220. And then as you go down, you start to really hit them low numbers. I think he's 87 overall. His upgraded gold card is 37.5. So if you really wanted just a budget Sterling, it's actually not that expensive at the moment. I think the market's kind of in that weird kind of slight panic, slight not panic. So at this moment in time, I wouldn't be buying anybody apart from obviously waiting for that team of the season to pop out, as the market then will be going absolutely crazy low. So looking at his basic information, we've got a 4-star skiller with a 3-star weak foot, 5'7", right-footed with a high attacking work rate and a medium defensive. So for me, the skill moves is okay. I'm quite happy with 4. 3-star weak foot could be better, but it all depends on if you want to whack him over to the side. If you want him more as, say, a left forward, someone who's going to be attacking more as such rather than crossing, you obviously just switch him to the other side and then just cut in on his right, as he most definitely has the ability to do that. Then the high attack and work rate medium defensive is fine. 5'7", realistically just can't head anything. That's pretty much all that does to him. And obviously right-footed is always nice. So looking at some of the stats, some highlighted, because I saw a comment down below basically saying to just kind of highlight them rather than saying absolutely every single one. So what I'm going to do is just pick a handful out and really just go through them with the points of what I think actually this card brings to the table. So for me, the biggest impact this card can have to your team is his pace. 99 acceleration, 96 sprint speed. The acceleration on this card was absolutely fantastic. Really, really quick, and to be honest, he definitely is up there with Messi's sort of quickness. Kind of just the outburst it is from literally getting control of him to run into the ball was absolutely mad. He really did get up to a good speed, so that's something that I've not seen in a lot of cards, and I must admit I really did enjoy that burst of pace that literally just comes out of nowhere. He literally stops and then goes, so that was something really, really nice. Dribbling wise, I think the two main ones to take out is the 99 balance and agility, but then he also has 94 ball control and dribbling, which again is really high-end stats, which is always nice. The 82 composure could be better, but to be honest, with everything else that's going on with this card, I think it's the least of the worry to really moan about. I think 94 dribbling overall is already fantastic. He then has 87 shooting overall with 99 positioning and 90 finishing. Again, you're seeing some really top-end 90 stats here. 93 short pass as well as stamina as well. Again, some just the stats that are popping out here. The rest are kind of on the high 80s or then quite low, and they're not really, like the interceptions and all that. They're all really low just to possibly balance out the card to a 92, as everything else is really, really nice. So for me, this card just on the stat-wise looks really solid. Obviously, the shooting can do with some improvements, as well as the passing to an extent, but you've already ticked off pace and dribbling. Physicality, really the only thing I'm looking for mainly is the stamina, because strength and aggression, if he's quick, I don't really need too much just because I'm expecting to get away from them, go for the through balls with this card more than actually standing up and kind of going man to man with them. So that's for me is always a tick in the right direction. So chemistry styles for me, there's only two. I'm thinking either finisher, which would get you up to 96 shooting and 72 physicality, or you go for Deadeye and get 94 shooting and 91 passing. It all depends for me on what you want to play this card as. If you want him just assisting constantly, you want him to possibly cut in every now and then and just literally cross the ball, pass the ball long, that for me is definitely a Deadeye chemistry style. You want to bump that passing up as much as you can and really raise that level of that passing. If you want this card as more, say, as a striker, cam, centre forward, left forward, right forward, someone who's going to be actually contributing goals, I'd definitely go for the finisher, just because it really maxes out that shooting, as well as getting that physical up as well to an extent. Obviously then it doesn't go up a mass amount, but that little bit extra always helps, and you do end up with like 98 long shot as well as shot power and 95 finishing, which for me as a card in general, that is very, very nice. You'd end up with 98 pace, 94 dribbling and 96 shooting. That is a really, really nice striking card. Whether I'd put him as striker, I'd say he'd definitely work there, but I think you definitely need someone a bit more bulky, a bit more bigger, sitting next to him, just making sure that the ball is getting up front and staying up front, rather than Sterling constantly running. So I'd have someone like Ibra, that sort of caliber. Zapata's quite good at that. Even Giroud to an extent, you could definitely put him up there and just have him knock the ball straight over to Sterling, get it on the floor, turn around, get the ball across, and Sterling will do the rest. That, for me, is a good partnership right there. Whether you'd actually want them to specifically, I think you definitely need someone with a bit more strength, a bit more about him, and then Sterling can do the footwork and really get him beyond that defence every time for that through ball, as I found that not many defenders caught him, to be honest, really, really quick. And you'll see on some of these clips, I've tried to highlight that a little bit more, that even though, yeah, he may have not got off a shot every single time, or the shot may have gone wide, it's the chances that he's creating. The more chances you have, the better chance you're going to score. Obviously, the numbers will always work in your favour. Obviously, in this FIFA as well, we do see a lot of 20 shots to 5 shots and they've won 1-0. That's just unfortunate, and really you can't really do anything about that. But the more chances you have, the better chance that you will actually get through on goal and get it and pick one goal out of the net. But I found that actually he was decent. He was really, really decent going up front as well. I put him towards the tail end of the couple of matches. I thought, you know what, let's try him up front with Lacazette, see how he works, as I've tried him on the right wing. Decent enough on the right wing. I think for me, I preferred him actually in the striking role. Obviously, it all depends on what you play with. As I didn't really like my left wing, I'd often sub him off and bring on someone like Ronaldo all the time. As I don't really have a left wing yet. Really, that spot is waiting for Ronaldinho when I get him. So for me, I quite liked him in that striking role. I thought he was very quick up front, and linking with someone a little bit stronger, I thought that he definitely possessed quite the ability for me. So in my opinion, I'm thinking this is a decent card to go for. Probably more near team of the season when he drops a little bit more. I'm thinking he probably can drop to around about 350, maybe even 360, depending on how much he goes up out of packs. But if you do manage to snipe your own little kind of deal, I'd probably get rid of him before the end of the weekend, when this team, it depends on when team of the season comes out basically. If that comes out this Friday straight after this finishes, I don't think there's going to be any rest for him. But if you are quick enough to get him in the club for a cheap value and then back out when it does go up a little bit, then you've obviously made yourself some little bit of profit. But my honest opinion, I'm thinking wait for team of the season. If he does get a team of the season, it's going to be 95, 96 rated at the least. It's got to be, really. Possibly 94 at a very minimum, but I don't see that really happening with him already having a 92 rated card. But again, that will probably go for around about this price as well. So for me, team of the season is what I'm waiting for, and it's what's making these reviews harder and harder, as I can't really go and say go buy this card because he'll make your team better, because in literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on when they bring it out, he's going to be irrelevant again. So for me, I'd always hold off. These players are nice, so if you say he doesn't get a team in a season, you already know for that fact that he is a decent player. So overall, out of 10, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. I think the fantastic work is incredible, but the kind of lack of the weak foot, the strength to an extent, and then possibly his overall striking crossing ability is not quite top class. It's not 99 rated. So for me, that team of the season could then push him above the edge and really see a very, very good improvement to him. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you are new around here, a subscribe always helps. We're going to be going absolutely ham on team of the season, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.